Welcome to the Spotlight series. Don't just survive, thrive. Most of us have experienced challenging times, now more than ever. The key is how we choose to respond, whether we merely survive or thrive. My name is Nicola Steele, founder of JJP Talent Solutions, an Australian IT recruitment company. With over 20 years' expertise, I provide insights on how you can transform your career to the next level. However, we are not just our careers. We are spouses, partners, parents, friends, etc., with a variety of needs and wants. In this podcast, I talk to a diverse range of experts from different professions, such as finance, law, psychology, and health, to provide insights on how you can survive and thrive. I don't have all the answers. However, collectively, we can instill hope, clarity, and inspiration. I hope you enjoy listening. I am delighted to introduce Kelly Prosser. Kelly is Director of Fluid Health with extensive expertise as an exercise physiologist and epigenetic health coach. Kelly, thank you for joining me on episode 8 of the Spotlight series, Don't Just Survive, Thrive.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. So Kelly, tell me more about you and what you do, and also, what is epigenetics? I've not heard of that before.
So I am an exercise physiologist, and basically I prescribe exercise for people much like a GP would prescribe a certain medication. And so I work with chronic health conditions, and my job is to help people manage their health conditions through exercise, which has a huge body of research behind it, and it is obviously a much more healthy way of managing health conditions as opposed to starting out on medication, for example.
Absolutely. So like for back pain, neck pain, that kind of thing, or more than that?
Yeah, so definitely all of the different types of aches and pains that you can get, but also lots of metabolic conditions. So things like diabetes and heart disease and cancer and connective tissue diseases, all sorts of things. Exercise can have a profound effect on all of that.
That's amazing. So exercise can have an impact on reducing your chance of having cancer.
Absolutely, yeah. So maintaining a healthy level of physical activity throughout a lifetime is actually a huge protective effect on preventing things like cancer.
Wow. And I think you specialise in oncology, physiology as well. Is that right?
Yes, exercise oncology is now termed, and yes, definitely it is. The research is so profound in terms of what can happen when you exercise regularly while you have cancer. So, from being able to stick to chemotherapy protocols and receive the full dosage, to reducing side effects, to enhancing the effect of chemotherapy or radiotherapy, and again, looking at long-term survival, the more people are able to exercise, the better the chances are of surviving in that longer term, and also preventing secondary cancers as well.
And also with regards to epigenetics, what's that? I've not heard of that before.
So epigenetics is basically how your cells are coping in their environment at the moment, or how your genes are coping in the environment. We think that we're just this solid state that we don't change, but in actual fact, we are incredibly receptive to our environment, and we can switch genes on and off again based on our environment. And our environment isn't just, the area around us. It also includes the foods that we eat, how we relate to other people, or, the other people in our tribes, around us. It involves so many other different elements, not just, the physical element of the environment around us. So it's what we do as epigenetic health coaches. We use this incredible technology that looks at a person and how do we know whether one person should be a morning person or one person should be a night owl, or one person should eat carbs or not eat carbs or go keto, or, that sort of thing. How do you determine one thing from another for all the different people in the world? Because, we know on a foundational level that we are all different, but health advice doesn't change based on those unique individual traits. So health advice is the same for everyone, and it's only just trial and error. The person has to try something, decide whether they like it or not, whether it works for them, before they know it's actually good for them. And so this kind of takes out some of that second guessing and just goes, okay, these are the things that are best suited to you and your body and your health at this present point in time. And the other beauty of it is it changes, it's interactive. So as your body changes, say, for example, between summer and winter, your skin might get dry during winter. And so it changes the recommendations for you based on your skin being dry or your nails being brittle, or, a whole host of other things that it looks at. So it looks at how your body is right now at this present point in time and gives you advice about what you can do to improve it.
That's incredible. So this is like the personalised health aspect that you've spoken to me about in the past. That's really revolutionising healthcare through like this futuristic technology. Is that right?
That is correct. Yeah. So if we think about what the future of health looks like, it's being able to assess on the spot and very simply how a person's body is right now, and what are the things that we need to do to get them back up to scratch again. And so at this stage, health isn't actually at all personalised. If you look at, the evidence supporting medication and the differences between men and women, generally the dosages are tested for men, but not necessarily for women. And at certain times of women's cycles, a certain dosage could be, have a detrimental effect on women. So it's just looking at, that we are all different, and we need to be, prescribe things differently and on a unique basis, rather than just a whole host of, all people are the same, and some people respond to things, some people don't respond to things, and, the middle margin of people tend to get this result.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And I guess, so it's looking at more holistic approaches like the food you eat or the exercise you do, obviously avoiding stress.
Not necessarily avoiding stress, but recognizing what is stressful for you, which might be stressful to someone else, and then giving tips about how you can use that stress or how to dissolve that stress, and so that situation is not stressful for you anymore.
That sounds amazing. That's really, really good. And then you don't have to take lots of medication. You can do it more naturally.
Yes,
wow.
That's the idea, is to help people through more lifestyle factors change their health or improve their health without having to rely on medication as much. So it won't necessarily remove the need for medication in the first place, but the idea is if we can support our bodies as best we can, then we're going to eliminate the need for many different types of medication, as opposed to needing lots of different medications instead.
That's great. Well, thank you for that. I feel really enlightened hearing more information with regards to that. And I'll post some details in the show notes. And I think you've got a trial, have you, of that particular program for a period of time? Is that correct?
Yes, at the moment, during this global pandemic, we are doing a 30-day free trial, which also includes a 10-day reset, basically. So bit of a 10-day challenge to help people reset their health and start afresh, and then 30 days to put it into practice and to try and get started. The program is certainly complex, and for some people it is difficult to use, and certainly to make the changes that it suggests. And that's why having a coach is actually a really important tool, or a combination with this tool. so that we can support you along the way, and that you have a greater understanding of the bigger picture of this program rather than just, what you see in your app.
Fantastic. Well, count me in. Where do I sign up?
So at the moment, my website is having a bit of a revamp. So you're welcome to email me, kelly@fluidhealthco.com.au, and I'll be able to, help you out and certainly offer you a personalised package from there.
That's fantastic. Well, what I'll do is I'll share that email address, if that's okay, in the show notes for people to contact you. And also on a more general exercise and health basis. So at the moment, we have this pandemic going on, and people will be concerned that they could potentially contract the virus and their overall health. So how can exercise assist in boosting the immune system?
So the immune system is incredibly complex. However, what we know about exercise, and this is just on a really basic level, is basically when we exercise, we promote blood flow throughout the body. And what that does is it increases your inflammatory markers, basically. So it gets all those the markers of the cells and things that circulate around the body, and it recognizes where we have various little viruses or bacteria or issues around the body, and it helps clear those out. So it's like a big flush through the system. And then following exercise, our inflammatory markers are lower. Okay, so exercise increases our temperature, increases the blood flow, all that sort of jazz, clears the body out, and then lowers down our inflammatory markers. And so we know that can help protect us basically from external pathogens like viruses. So if we are doing the things that are right for our body, that looks after ourselves, including exercise and including eating well and managing our stress, then we're putting ourselves in the best shape possible so that if we were to come into contact with this virus, we're going to be starting on the best foot. And basically, if you look at the World Health Organization guidelines, this is the only thing that we have to fight this virus. There is no cure, there is no vaccine, there is nothing that we can do. There's only good hygiene and looking after our health and hoping that our immune system does what it needs to do to help us recover from this virus.
So basically, you're going to have a better chance by being in the best physical health you can be. And obviously, that's why older people are going to be more susceptible, and the people that have issues with their immunosuppressants. What's the word? Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Immunosuppressed.
Immunosuppressed, yep. Yeah, but it's not just people who are immunosuppressed that are suffering with this virus. It's also people with heart disease and diabetes, hypertension, some lung issues like COPD. So it's not just those who are immunosuppressed. It is an interesting combination of people with other various conditions as well.
Yes, definitely. And exercise obviously keeps you in good shape. As you said, it's giving you that cleanse, which is great. You gave a much more scientific description than I did. But what other health conditions can it help manage as well?
Well, those exact same health conditions that I was just talking about, so things like diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, all those metabolic kind of conditions, high cholesterol. Exercise is proven to be so beneficial for these kinds of conditions. And so we know that things like hypertension, we can reduce blood pressure just by implementing a regular exercise program. And so, if we can get yourself started with some exercise on a regular basis, keep it fairly consistent, then that's going to help you manage these other conditions so that you can stay on top of them a little bit better and help your immune system work a little bit better. Again, so, if you were to pick up the virus, you're going to be in the better health as possible.
Excellent. And from an exercise perspective, obviously the gyms are closed at the moment, so which many people would have been members of. And also other people who haven't been members of gyms and have been more inclined to sit on the sofa and watch Netflix. What advice would you give for both regular exercisers and people that haven't moved so much in the past to really either set up or maintain an exercise regime?
So I'll start with the people who haven't been exercising more recently, and my advice is anything is better than nothing. And so the thing about exercise is that it doesn't really matter what you do, so long as you get yourself moving. Getting puffed is ideal. If we can try and get ourselves puffed and breathing heavily for at least 30 minutes every day, then that's going to be really beneficial for us. But we also want to do some strengthening exercise as well as some stretching mobility type exercise. But again, there is no right or wrong with any of this. It's just about doing what feels good for you. And that's sometimes one of the issues when starting out exercise programs, particularly if we haven't been active before, is that exercise hurts. It's hard work. Mentally, you're not set up for it. You're not in that resilient space yet. It's not until you've been exercising for a while that you build up that mental resilience. And so I would just encourage people to just get started with anything. And so long as it feels good to get you started. And it doesn't matter if it's 10 minutes or, and you build yourself up to 30 minutes. That none of that matters. I say 30 minutes a day, but if 30 minutes is unattainable, then by all means, scale it right back to 10 or 15. So just whatever is comfortable at that stage, and then build yourself up gradually. And so same thing when it comes to the people whose gyms are closed. The online world has just exploded in terms of exercise. You can pick anything, just about anything, and you can find it online, at the moment. So it just really depends on what's your jam, and just try different things. So things like, Sydney Dance Company are running free classes. I'm running free classes online at the moment as well. You just got to try a few different things and see what's out there. There's probably lots of things that have been marketed towards you on Facebook or Instagram, for example. So just give things a try and see what you like. I encourage you to, there's lots of free things out there, but there's also people that are trying to survive in small business too. So I would encourage you to try and spend a bit of money on those people with small businesses, especially if, you were seeing, say, a personal trainer beforehand. And now you're not seeing them anymore. If they're running online sessions, I would encourage you to support them and their small business to help them stay on top of things as well.
Yes, I'm doing that actually with one of the PTs from my gym to support her. But also, from a selfish point of view, we all get together in the morning virtually. And it's like having your gym buddies back again. And you have a bit of a conversation at the beginning. This morning was very difficult at the end. It was Armageddon Army Wednesday or something. But, and also supporting this PT as well in her business. And then I do a free yoga session on YouTube afterwards, because this PT, she's this petite blonde lady, but oh my goodness, looks are deceiving. And one of the other things that we do as a family, which after I finish talking to you, we'll do, is go for a walk and a scooter and a bike ride and what have you, to get some fresh air and some family time, which is quite an easy way to get a little bit of exercise in as well. And in terms of overall, what recommendations would you give to stay healthy now in the short term and then in the longer term future?
Good. That's a really good question. So the first thing is get yourself moving. And again, like I said, doesn't matter how you do it, just get started and build up gradually. Then find the type of exercise that really floats your boat. So what's something that really excites you or resonates with you or gives you those warm, fuzzy feelings? Yeah, so that's the sort of thing that you want to be following. And so for some people that's dancing, some people that's heavy weightlifting. If you've never done heavy weightlifting, it is amazing. I highly encourage you to give it a try. And because some people have got these strong bodies and these short legs, and they're really good at lifting things, and it makes their knees and their whole bodies feel really great. Some people are driven to run marathons or, ride their bike for long periods and are really driven to be competitive and that sort of thing. And so if that's your sort of thing, then by all means, give that a try and just jump on that bandwagon. But yeah, try a variety of different things and find what really resonates with you, because that's the sort of thing that you're going to stick with for a long period of time. And that's what we want with exercise. We don't want to just be exercising because we have to. And we certainly don't want to be exercising because we need to lose weight. That is the least motivating thing to exercise. It is so hard to get up early in the morning to exercise just because you want to lose weight. Exercise because you want to feel good. You want to feel strong. You want to be able to touch your toes or put your undies on in the morning. You want to remove those aches and pains that bother you, and you just want to live life and, be able to open up the jars in the kitchen and that sort of thing. That's what I want you to do. Do the things that feel good.
That is so totally true. And it's interesting, just in my little family, my husband loves running, and he goes, "Come on, you must come running." I hate it. If I'm running, it's because there's something very big and scary chasing after me. Whereas my eldest daughter loves doing Zumba and dancing around. And then the little one just loves cruising on a scooter, on a bike. She just likes being free, and that's how she gets her exercise. So and as you say, you've got to do what you really enjoy, and it makes you feel great.
Yeah.
And it really sets you up for the day. So, well, that's certainly the way that I feel.
Absolutely.
Well, that's fabulous, Kelly. Thank you very much. And I mentioned about you were talking about your 30-day free trial. And I think you have a special consult fee as well. Tell me a little bit more about that.
So the initial consult is a special, so it's $110 for the hour instead of $137.50. So it's just to get people started, to give people a bit of an idea of what sorts of things that I do here, and as an exercise physiologist and epigenetic health coach. And and then we can, formulate a plan moving forward.
That's brilliant. And again, I'll share that in the show notes so that people can approach you directly. Well, thank you very much for sharing your insights and advice. It's been really enjoyable talking to you and backing up what I do know, and also giving me lots of information about stuff I'd never heard of before. It sounds fabulous. So thank you very much.
You're most welcome. Thank you so much.
I hope that you enjoyed this episode. Please remember to subscribe, rate, and review. If you're looking for career advice, your next career opportunity, or to grow your tech team, then please call me, Nicholas Steele, on 0499 773 546, or go to our website, jjptalent.com.au. The Don't Just Survive, Thrive podcast is part of the Spotlight series, which includes the YouTube channel Spotlight on Software Development. If you want more insights into the software industry, particularly tech startups, then subscribe to the Spotlight on Software Development YouTube channel. Thank you for listening. Until next time.